Sonic the Poster Mag, Issue 8. We start out in a bar in the poorest part of Metropolis, where we see that a thief managed to steal a purple Chaos Emerald from Knuckles. He gives it to someone in a green cloak to get money, and the person wants to examine it first to see if it's the real thing. I wonder if he'll steal it on him, or maybe it's Sonic in disguise. Actually, it isn't, but Sonic shows up right away anyways. Then it turns out the thief can throw poisonous gas at him out of nowhere. Sonic says that he has to clear the gas before it would reach any of the other customers, so he creates some wind with the super speed to get the gas out of a shattered window, and it turns out that the guy in the green cloak really was a hero because it was Knuckles. He was trying to cleverly trick the thief, and thanks to Sonic's interference, the thief got away in the confusion. Knuckles tells Sonic to stay away from him even though he has super speed, and Sonic says he has one thing he doesn't. Surprisingly, he doesn't say that it's super speed, but instead a tracking device from Porker out of nowhere, which is set up to recognize the Chaos Emerald's unique energy signature. After Knuckles briefly refuses Sonic's help again out of idiotic pride, the thief asks how Sonic found him so quickly, which is a stupid question since Sonic has super speed, and he wasn't even that far from the scene. Knuckles tells Sonic that he'll handle this. Sonic lampshades that if he was so competent he wouldn't have lost the emerald, and Knuckles tells the thief that he might not need to catch him, since all he needs to do is punch the wall. And somehow he's able to sense the exact right place to strike. I guess he's like Toph, and earthbending senses it to tell where the most fragile spot is, which would make sense for a Mobian who can drill through the earth and cause a fissure at will. Why not another earthbending power while you're at it? Still though, we could have just had him punch the wall, not pull a new power out of nowhere that will never be seen again. The shockwaves of his punching the wall cause the wall to start falling onto the thief. Sonic runs towards the thief at the speed of sound, but since his dialogue box trails off, I'm assuming something bad will happen. Thanks for that. The great things almost fall onto him as he screams, and Knuckles insults Sonic for letting the thief get away again. It's not his fault the barrels fell on his head, so Knuckles isn't allowed to be competent and save the day all on his own, and he blames Sonic for his screw-ups, when it was his fault for not letting Sonic just run after the thief and tackle him right away. After Sonic insults Knuckles' ability as a guardian again, they start arguing as the thief slips away into a manhole. Sonic makes a cruel insult that maybe Knuckles' people left because they couldn't stand the sight of him, and that causes Knuckles to punch him. Then the punch sends Sonic onto the thief and gets the emerald back from him, and Sonic acts like it was all intentional when he had no way of knowing the thief would be there, which Knuckles fortunately lampshades. Then the story ends with Sonic insultingly saying that he couldn't be bothered to go after the thief and get him arrested, and Knuckles lampshading his incompetence isn't funny. This issue is by Nigel Kitchen. Well, it certainly had a twist. I didn't expect Sonic and Knuckles to be so incompetent. I thought they'd defeat the villain a lot better than that. They constantly argued annoyingly because of Knuckles' pride, and eventually they only got the emerald back by sheer accident. And Knuckles just blames Sonic for everything when he shouldn't have told Sonic not to run after the thief, and Sonic should have gone after him anyways. The whole plot is Knuckles' fault for not accepting Sonic's help. And I could only assume that Sonic's major out-of-character moment of not caring to arrest the thief at the end was purely to spite Knuckles. But it didn't feel like karma against Knuckles, it felt like he was just portraying Sonic as uncharacteristically lazy, apathetic, and incompetent. And I was really surprised that we never got to see how the thief snuck past Knuckles' fences and took the emerald, when that could have made a story all by itself. And considering how short the story is, it should have told us that. Though maybe the Poster Mag stories just had very little comic space allowed to them to work with.